Good morning, everybody. Welcome to pre-market update. Bitcoin came to first support level and then bouncing. We'll review the buy levels here. Okay, you can see here Bitcoin came here in the buy zone in the day trading chart and then bouncing as well. We'll review other indices like S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones and Russell 2000. We'll review crude oil and other commodities, and then we'll review FANG stocks. Please hit the like button, guys. Only takes 1 second to hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate that. Okay, so Bitcoin you can see came to the first support level. This is daily chart. Here you can see on the left side some couple of days like a more than a week of support. So if this one holds, then this is gonna bounce to new high, or if this one does not hold, then it's going lower. And where it's going lower, if it does not hold, it's going to fill this gap around 77,400. This is elections rally, so you can eventually it's gonna come and fill, and then there are other gaps at the bottom, but for now you can see it's bouncing higher. You can see it was making new highs with divergence on RSI. PPO green line is below red line, which is not a good news. We want to see green line above red line, but it had a nice run to like extreme levels, overbought levels. So ideal time to buy is when it's red here at the bottom. Ideal time to sell is when it's green. So you can see it's a time to sell. Couple of days ago when I told everybody, also got a 7 count sell signal and going down. And now let's wait for it to go to red lines to buy again. All right. So you got to be very consistent with that approach. And these are the levels. And if I see regression chart on Bitcoin, here you go. You can see here. This is the regression chart. Let me zoom in a bit. And let me get rid of this box here. You can see we were in the sell zone here. Top above white line is where we sell. Ideal area to buy is below white line, which is below 82,900 as per this chart. So you can use multiple analysis, multiple time frames to analyze. Ethereum. All right, so Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum's day trading chart. Bouncing from buy zone to the sell zone. Nice bounce on the left side. You can see bump of almost 7.5% on Ethereum came from 3250 to 3500. And on the day trading chart you can see Ethereum is trying to make a new high, but this is a divergent high. Even if it makes a new high, it's going to be lower high on PPO, lower high on RSI, and it could go higher if it bounces because there is a gap at the top on Ethereum around 39.49. If they really want to pump, they could go and fill this gap and then come down eventually to fill this bottom gap around 2900. So it's right now in the middle. We'll see which way it goes. All right. Um, I think that's it for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So let's move to traditional market, SPX cycle chart. We are looking for a topping process and a decline, which we did not get a, let's see why this, I think there's a gap up, which is not filled. So if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see this gap up is slight gap is not filled. So that gap could fill today. So that's why there's a downward arrow, and then we're looking for some downward pressure. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, low trade uh, week, I think. So probably it's going to grind higher, but just remember there's a gap here just below that, and there's also elections gap. Same thing on NDX. You can see gap up yesterday. There's a gap here, and then again there are major elections gap here. Same thing on SPY. That gap is around 597.78, and on triple Q, that gap is around I think 406.80. All right. And if I go to futures made equal high or almost same high, and I do see little divergence on PPO and RSI. All right. In terms of levels on this MES chart, you can see on the left side, this is only for day trading. Those who are new, we buy in the green area, sell in the red area. Came very close to green line, and now where it is, it's very close to neutral and sell zone, so going higher. Nasdaq is uh, still a bit weaker, but in the neutral zone still can go higher in the sell zone or come back in the buy zone to buy again. Russell, this is Dow Jones, sorry, new high, and looks like it wants to erase divergence. So very bullish on, not really actually. There's another, you can see it keeps going higher, but divergent RSI, divergent PPO, but it could keep going higher and erase divergence. Yesterday came very close to buy zone, and now again in the sell zone, and then Russell is the strongest of all, already touching the sell zone as we talk. There are few gaps on Dow Jones on the right side. We can see daily chart here. Looks like it was a down gap down. It's filled now, so we can delete this. There's also a gap on IWM here. Give me a second. Yeah, there's a gap here. So um, it's opening on a gap up. All right. So you cannot see it right now. So it looks like it wants to go higher here on Russell as well. Toronto Stock Exchange. I'm going to skip Hang Seng Index. Let's review Hang Seng Index. HSI right now near sell zone. On a daily chart, flag broke down. Still did not fill 18,000. I want this to fill it. There are a couple of gaps before it goes higher. Bond market is looking very bullish. Nice bounce day before yesterday. Consolidated again going higher in the sell zone right now. Crude oil uh, just a bit weak. Just getting rejected. Just like bouncing up and down. And right now below all moving averages because there was a news yesterday saying there will be a ceasefire between Israel and I think there's another country. So it's just consolidating. Really need to break this out. This is a gap around 75 bucks. Probably it's going to go there at some point. CNQ was very weak yesterday, but that was another opportunity to buy. Came into the buy zone with all these gaps to fill to the top side. So could be a double bottom here. Let's see what happens today. Let's keep moving and see what other stocks we want to highlight. Natural gas is down. Natural gas in the buy zone again. You can see here there was a gap which was filled yesterday in the morning. So I was telling my subscriber when it was pumping here, this is a perfect time to sell. Gap up, this gap here. You can see gap up. It's perfectly filled today. All right. So could bounce sitting on green line, which is 10 moving average. Gold going towards sell zone. Um, Lower high, if it breaks out of this previous high, then it's a change in trend. Else, if it breaks down, it's going to be not nice. I'm looking for 22,400 area to buy again. Silver is in the neutral zone right now. Copper going down again. Sugar is again just flagging, nothing much here. Wheat, you can see wheat. I really want this to close above all moving averages. Until then, just hang on. Corn is again in the buy zone, and then dollar is little weaker again, 0.56%, and looks like this box now will act as a resistance, so probably it could go back to the buy zone here. So just hanging on here, and if it goes lower, then it's good for gold and Bitcoin. From FANG stock perspective, CrowdStrike had an earnings. It was down 6%. Now it's recovering again. NVIDIA is a bit weaker. There is a gap, just sitting, hardly sitting right on this 50 moving average. A breakdown here will bring it to 128 and then 119. Keep that in mind. AVGO is a bit weaker, getting 9 count sell buy signal. Could come to this 200 moving average if they want. Tesla is holding strong, but there is a gap here around 321. AMD is the weakest. There was a gap around 131. They filled it yesterday. Now next gap is around 117. That's not going to be good if it comes that way. But there is some support here where it's sitting right now. You can see all the semiconductor stocks are looking really weak here. So we got to be careful here. Apple is looking okay. Uh, Getting a 9 count sell signal, however. So last time it had a nice decline here. It had a nice decline, so we could get a nice decline here. So keep that in mind. Amazon is after nice decline, 7 counts buy signal pumping. Google had a 9 counts buy signal going higher to fill this gap after this news where US government told Google to sell Chrome business. So it's going recovering. Microsoft, nice pump yesterday above all moving averages, looking for this gap fill at 432 as well. Uh, could be down slightly today because of this CrowdStrike earnings. And VIX filled the gap at 14 and now probably going to go higher to fill this gap around 20 actually. So we'll see if VIX is bouncing, then SPX is coming down, but it might not happen until next week because it's holiday trading, Thanksgiving tomorrow, so they might not bring it down. All right, guys, that's it for today. Good luck, and I'll see you later. Bye.